The quick rant that I'm going to be talking about the comparison game. So every single morning I make sales calls with Eric, my accountability partner, and we talk about prospecting, we talk about getting better, we talk about improvement, we talk about getting more leads, we're talking about the intensity, make more calls, bring in more business. And we go on this habit loop that we're comparing to agents that already have either done a lot of business or are taking the business, not taking, that's a bad mindset, but they're essentially winning the business over us. And it's easy to compare. It's easy to compare. It's easy to say, they have 30 listings, 100 listings, they're doing $250 million in sales, $500 million in sales. That's why they're getting it. That's why. I'm essentially, with Eric, saying that they're better for this reason. That's a comparison. But the problem is, I don't know their story. That's the first thing. The second thing is, they've been in the business for about 10 to 15 more years. They have 10 to 15 more years of experience, of clients, of how to say, how to present. Maybe they're working on weekends. The comparison game for me stopped around 31, 32 years old when I noticed that I started actually surpassing, I said this on the podcast on Tuesday, I actually started surpassing the people that I looked up to. I looked up to a lot of people. I'm not going to lie. You know, I would go out to a club or a party or a birthday or something like that in the city, and I would see someone and I would consistently see them. They're in shape, they get all the girls, they got money, they got their own apartment, you know, they got this big balcony, they're hosting the party, they got, you know, 50, 60 friends there, whatever the case is. And then what I noticed, and that was at like 24, 25 years old, what I noticed is that when you work on yourself, when you understand that the only competition you have with yourself is to bring yourself in alignment with integrity. Integrity is saying integrity is doing what you are going to, you say it and you do it. That's the easiest way. It's essentially coming into integrity with your words. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. And ironically enough, when you become in integrity with what you're going to say, you start trusting yourself. You start saying, if I'm going to wake up at 6 and go to the gym, you actually wake up and go to the gym. That's confidence. Confidence comes from integrity. It's doing what you say you're going to do it when you say you're going to do it. It's not complicated at all. I was watching a video today and they're talking about, you know, simulation theory and everything else, but they're talking about that the brain runs on algorithms as well. If I put this into my body, which would be alcohol or pot or something like that, what is going to happen? There's an algorithm that happens all day. When I wake up and I'm on fire, what happens? Things are good. I'll give you another example. I just started setting the intention for my day. So Brian Tracy would always say this, set the intention for the day. For me, it's during visualization. For some people, it's they wake up, they put their feet on the ground, boom, set the intention. Today's going to be a great day. There's going to be a lot of opportunity, and I'm going to take advantage of that opportunity. That's it. Doesn't have to be a lot, but you set the intention. It's like Conor McGregor in pre-game fights. He's like, so intentional with what is going to happen. There's actually a couple of times that he actually said what was going to happen and how the fight was going to end. That's crazy. He would set the intention. He would put it out there. He would verbally speak it out there. And the thing is, when you live into alignment with what you say, in other words, you say it and you do it, that's confidence. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. The easiest way to lose confidence is when you actually do something different than what you say you're going to do. The easiest way for people to lose confidence in you is to not do what you say you're going to do. This has everything to do with relationships. Where does it come from? He's reliable. He's always on time. He ensures. He does. Where does that come from? It comes from the person consistently saying something and following through. I'm telling you right now, I've lost a lot of relationships when I was in my 20s because I would say something, I'm going to go to the party, I'm going to go on the vacation, I'm going to do the summer house, the rental house, I'm going to do, and I would never do it. I would never do it. I would say it to people please. I would say it to make you happy. That's what it came down to. I want to make you happy. I want to make sure I wasn't living in alignment with what I wanted. So people then had no confidence in the relationship with me. And when you lose the relationship of others, this could be a business relationship, this could be with your boss, this could be with your girlfriend, your family, your parents, your spouse, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If you start losing integrity, I'll give you an example. I was dating this girl during COVID, and one of the biggest things that she was attracted to was that I essentially was very close. I kind of was not in alignment with my own speech, but with her, I was in alignment. I was in integrity with what I was going to say, and I did it. She's like, wow, you're a man of your word. To her, yes. To myself, definitely could have been better when it comes to working out, eating correctly. Everyone knows that story, drinking appropriately, not going out as much. But when it came to the relationship with her, I literally came from this area of such integrity that she fully trusted my decisions, fully trusted what we were going to do, where we're going to go, how it was going to happen, if there was something wrong, that I would handle it. And I'm telling you right now, in her perspective, it was, as she said, one of the more attractive qualities that I had in the relationship. Again, in integrity with myself wasn't happening. But imagine you're in integrity with yourself. I'm going to wake up at 6, I'm going to put my feet on the ground, and I'm going to set the intention for the day. You do that, going to the gym is going to happen. But if you wake up and you snooze, you're still in bed, you go on your cell phone, you don't set the intention when your feet hit the ground and you're groggy and you're tired and nothing's good. It's not going to happen. I know this firsthand for the last 30 days, is that when my feet hit the ground and I get up, I'm excited about the day, I go, I do my push-ups, takes about a minute. I just do as many as I can without my knees touching the ground. Then I go over and I rebound first. That's when I set the intention. Say, today's going to be a great day. Today's going to be a great day. You're going to take advantage of the opportunities. And that gets the blood flowing, that gets the heart rate up, that gets the lymphs going in your bloodstream. It starts repairing things that it needs to. And then I go directly into visualization meditation. Okay? Dr. Joe Dispenza, great outlet. Read Something Supernatural. I forgot the name of the book. But once I do that, I literally, as I was telling Eric, when I open my eyes, and I haven't consistently visualized and meditated, so I've never had this feeling in my life. But I can tell you, when you leave meditation and you open your eyes back into reality, back into the real world, back into the physical world, not into the non-physical world, it's a weird feeling. It's a real weird feeling. Like, I'll look around and I'm like, can I just keep the feeling I have right now throughout the entire day? Because in the non-physical, when I'm actually connected and I'm visualizing and I'm meditating, I'm outside of my body. I'm not my body. And I open my eyes, and it's a weird feeling. I wish people can have it, because you're essentially connecting your head and your heart. And it's clearly obvious I'm going to work out. You know what I was doing before? I would wake up and I would struggle to work out. I had no morning routine before the workout. But when you put together a bunch of wins, small wins, push-ups, 1 minute, rebounder, 1 minute, visualization, meditation, 6-7 minutes. I have under 10 minutes for my morning routine. And ironically enough is that I become fired up to then work out. Who am I competing with? I'm competing with myself. And I'm telling you now, when you get on the subway or wherever, you get on the parkway, the highway, the road, whatever, I get on the subway, I'm on fire. I don't even think about other people. I'm competing against myself. You're competing against yourself. You're becoming the best version of yourself. That's what life is about. That's the meaning of life. Become the best version of yourself. Because your circumstance is different than mine. Mine is different than someone in Toronto or Mexico City or Venezuela or Germany. Everyone has a different experience. And when we compare ourselves to the money of Elon Musk and the body of The Rock and the fame of Robert De Niro, it's like, it's impossible to win. You can't win. You're literally going to the pinnacle. It's like, well, this guy's more famous. Yeah, because his name is Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, what? You can't, what? Become the best version of yourself. You post something to social media, who cares about the likes? I have 10,000 followers. I've never bought followers. I only get 100 likes. On my stories, I get like 1,000. So people care what I post on my story, but they could care less about my posts. It's funny, and I'm not gonna hide it. Hey, I got 90 likes, whatever. Cool. Do it for yourself. So the last thing I'm gonna say with this is with Eric, is that Eric, we meet it's Thursday, but now we're going to push it to Wednesday. But we have an accountability session. In that accountability session, I have the stuff. The top portion, it says, how I will get better. That's the title of the document. How I will in all caps, get better. And it actually says be better. That's actually better instead of get better. But we have a whole list of things. What did I do well this week? I start every single coaching call. What did I do well this week? What wins did I have this week? Not wins I saw online or what wins my sports team had or what wins. No, what wins did you have? And the reason being is that when you show up for yourself and then you go down, I can go down all of them. Need improvement. That's a section. It's not, I didn't do this bad. This is where I need to improve. So for me, consistent, more intense prospecting. Think of goals and affirmations during the day. Better visualization in the morning. So my visualization is good. It could definitely get better. Everything can always improve. Better upkeep of iCharles.com, which is my website. A bunch of links don't work, and I haven't been on there in weeks. So that could definitely be better. Start adding content to Instagram and TikTok. And the reason being is I have to get my message out there. I have this visualization of standing on stage of 5,000, 6,000 people. But if you're not getting your message out there, it doesn't matter. It's never going to happen. And then you go down there. Business, health, morning routine, evening routine, relationships and family, content, social media, religion, spirituality, goals, and then your homework. So my homework, this is a very good one, this is what triggered the video that I'm making right now. The first bullet point is reward progress. Reward progress. And the reason being is that I used to compare myself to 2019. 2019 it's going to be surpassed, but at that time, 2019, I was making 100 to 150 prospecting contacts a day. Calls, not contacts. Contact is somebody picks up the phone. So maybe 20 contacts a day. I was on fire. My body was crazy. I was able to run marathons at like 8:30 pace. I was able to swim, bike, and run a full Ironman. Okay? I was easily able to do 100 miles on the bike. You know, my heart rate was low. I wasn't sweating when I was done with a session. Like my sleep was insane. I was at 85 to 90 almost every single night. And I always think about that. That's like the 30-year-old who talks about the high school championship. It's like, yeah, that was 10 years ago. That was 12 years ago. And it's the same thing with me, is that it's 2022. It's not 2019, dude. You got to move on. Okay? Reward the progress. I've had great progress in the last 30 days. I don't know if you notice it. Definitely could be a lot better, but rewarding the progress, hitting the workouts, hitting the morning routine, hitting the prospecting, hitting the video. Then here's one of the best ones, is you flip the switch at the door. I forgot who I heard this from. Definitely someone from the personal development community. But they said flip the switch at the door. If you have negative thinking or you have a negative energy at that time, currently, so in other words, you're currently having negative energy and you're about to walk into a party, you're about to walk into a restaurant, you're about to walk into your house, you're about to walk into your office. At the doorway, you flip the switch. All right, it's different. I left the negativity outside. You're not bringing it inside. That has been so in other words, flip the switch to positive, energetic enthusiasm. And I got to tell you, that in of itself brings me back to everything I've been talking about since 2019. You know, I've been on YouTube for probably 10 years. But you control your state. This whole rant has been about, I know I said quick. It's not quick, but this whole rant has been focused on getting 1% better. It is about, I walk into a room, I'm going to leave the negativity outside. That has nothing to do with Leonardo DiCaprio or Elon Musk or Richard Branson or, any political figures. I don't know who they are, but who cares? It doesn't have to do with your boss. It doesn't have to do with your spouse. What can you do different? And I'll leave you on this. We are making a prospecting call today. Very nice home, $3.5 million place. And at the end of the call, one of the biggest things that we walked away with was that we can't control other people. We wanted a buyer to buy the place, but they were hesitant about the rates and things like that. We can't control the rates. We can't control if the buyer buys. We can't control if the deal gets done. There's so many things out of our control that we're trying to control when we need to focus on what's controllable. What's your evening routine? What's your morning routine? What's your sleep score? In other words, tracking it. What's your step score? What's your meditation? What's your push-ups? What's your workout? What's your prospecting? What's your mindset? What's your reading? Reading can definitely be better. That's on my list. I used to read an exorbitant amount of books. That is on the improvement list. I'm competing against myself right now. I'm not competing against my 2019 ideal. So if you guys have any questions, leave in the comments below. We're going to be going live a lot, all the time. And the reason being is that there's so much that needs to be talked about positively, that's not a word, in this world. We need to bring up the energy of this world through positive vibrations, positive energy, good food, good mindset, and just start spreading that into the ethos.